Welcome back. You're still watching Technoholic. Now, one way or the other, music plays a very important part in our lives. Either we're humming a tune the entire day, listening to music in the car, or just listening to music on our iPods. But music today seems to be getting more cutting edge as we go along. From tweaking basic vocals to even taking a regular DJ set and turning it into a live performance, there's just so much one can do these days to enhance the live music experience. The recently held Bacardi NH7 Weekender brought a lot of that together. Rachel Charles followed the cables to see how the intelligent music some of the artists were performing was produced.
A three-day music festival that aims to bring together India's experimental and independent musicians would have to be a combination of various elements. A tolerant attitude, with of course enough space for the ones that bring a smile. Mix of many genres. But each delivering a common feeling of musical euphoria and an increasing harmony between the raw beauty of live vocals and an accompaniment that's fast becoming a vital tool to share the stage with. That's what this year's Bacardi NH7 Weekender Music Festival in Pune was big on. Even seasoned rock artists like Pentagram seem to be bending the wire towards a more techie sound. The Assamese outfit East India Company kept tradition rooted in vocals, while the rest of their act was backed by some serious advancements in multi-layering and effects from behind the laptop screen. Even the internationally popular headliner Emotion Heap, who produces her own albums, was an example of how creatively produced sound crafting can take an otherwise simple artist places.
I'm working on these things that I'm calling the magic musical gloves at the moment. I record by going da, da, and then another loop, la, da, and then I can, add reverb by bringing my hands up and it sounds more like I'm a cathedral, or I can move the sound to the right by moving my hands to the right or to the left, or I can play drums by just going by moving my arms and hi-hat and cymbal, and I can play instruments in the air. So I'm trying to work on a on a way for the audience to kind of instinctively understand what's going on stage.
But it was at the electronic and dub arenas that cutting-edge developments were booming. Some of India's finest electronic DJs were on the spin, but not with CDs or records. Live vocals, sampling, looping, creating fresh sound journeys on the spot. There was enough reason here for a traditional Indian mother to break her typecast impression of a DJ as a college dropout and accept any one of these guys as her daughter's groom. That reason comes alive best during sound check.
Give me a little mix of the band.
A time when traces of the night before are present in subtle little ways amidst the emptiness. Delhi-based electronica duo The Medieval Pundits treat this as a serious time. Over the years, they've demonstrated through various collaborations and performances that there's some serious work and equipment that goes behind being called an original live act. A bit about the cutting-edge sound that you guys, the cutting-edge tech that goes behind the cutting-edge sound that you guys produce.
Well, we basically use laptops on stage. Apart from the fact that we obviously use a lot of computers while we record, on stage we're basically running 2 laptops, and with sound cards, we're running Ableton Live, the software which enables you to mix and match loops, throw sounds here and there, also take in a live mic or a live guitar or a live tabla and mess around with it.
His laptop and my laptop are synced. So if he's playing a song, I can jump in with some loops on top of it or with some effects on top of it, and vice versa. If I'm streaming the song and going through the scene, he can come on with some beats or with voice echoes and filters and stuff like that.
He may have the words DJ before his name, but Jayant Luthra carries no CD case. His entire solo set is a performance from the word go.
The technology of what it does to me is that it makes my life much more organized. And right now my current setup is a laptop which I'm running Ableton. I have some guitar pedals, and I'm using Touch OS on my iPad, which is like an open source thing. With a live set is that I'm actually feeling what the whole surround is like and what people are feeling, and I put in those elements as and when. Maybe I'll put the hi-hat on and I'll put it off. I'll put some effect on it, which a CD cannot do. It's a set song. You can't change anything in that.
As night fell on the final day, the stage was an example of how weaving various elements into a structured collage seemed to be the way of the moment for many on the indie circuit. However, making sure all the 5 stages that ran simultaneously for 3 days remained free of sound leakage had its own commendable technicality. This is the Wolves Den, right? Over here you've got the Dura stage, and over here you've got the dub station, right? So now this is like a fair amount of sound happening together. So how do you ensure that this does not leak into this, does not leak into this?
See, there are certain ways of setting the system up wherein it travels in an X direction and does not leak into the other. So if you look at it, this stage is practically 10 meters ahead of the other one.
Yeah.
So all the energy was here, and this was firing from the back. And as this system was soft, we had almost double the inventory of this system.
Just goes to say that on technical and musical grounds, we're at par with global festivals. And as is the case with musicians, whether this can be further developed upon or not, the NH7 Weekender 2011 will be up for many replays.